Should we only focus on the reasons our clients enter into a life of crime? What do we need to know as to the reasons folks exit a life of crime? Do those pathways into crime look the same as the pathways out of crime? Keep watching to find out the answer to these questions and more. I'm Joseph Arvidsson, Executive Director of the Paragon Group and host of the Criminologist YouTube channel and the Criminologist podcast. In this episode, we are going to continue to build on the themes we established in our previous episodes in our Desistance series. Additionally, we're going to highlight how the R&R model, which really is all about accurately assessing and addressing those pathways into delinquency, also known as criminogenic needs, are not at odds with the emerging desistance approaches. Rather, these two models are on a continuum. It's not Coke Pepsi as much as it is ketchup and mustard. To illustrate this, I like to use the analogy of pathways. It's an easy visual for us to wrap our minds around. Again, correctional approaches involve taking a look at the pathways our clients took into the crime forest, if you will. When we then extinguish those variables, things like substance abuse, negative peers, risky thinking, we do in fact see an impact on behaviors. Some nice effect sizes for you fellow nerds. And that really has been the modus operandi since Jim Bonta and Don Andrews and Steve Wormuth and company got the what works and the EBP movement going in corrections in the late 1980s. As I said though, the pathways into crime are not the same as the pathways out of crime. Desistance is not merely the absence of risk factors. It's not simply retracing our steps into a pathway and pretending we never got there. Along the pathways into crime, we see various criminogenic variables, a lack of positive structured leisure activity, strife in family and marital relationships, poor performance when it comes to school or work, and substance abuse. And of course, the strongest correlates to crime on the pathway: a delinquent past, negative peers, criminal thinking, and antisocial behavior. Now, we could simply have our clients retrace their steps and eliminate all those things, but that begs the question, what are we replacing those factors with along the way? Desistance is not about going back. It's about moving forward. Desistance advocates believe we should not ask our clients to view their lives' pathways as a wasted journey. Rather, view it as the building blocks to their destiny, to their future self. Who would not be the wounded warrior, if you will, without those past missteps? So, what is on the desistance pathway out of crime? Let's take a look. On the desistance pathway, we see variables which build up and augment, factors underlying human capital, one's life resume, if you will, and also building up of social capital. Social capital is not simply about replacing negative peers with positive peers. Social capital is about surrounding oneself with folks who will provide us with opportunities, specifically opportunities which act as off-ramps out of crime, or pathways, if you will. Desistance also involves rewriting of scripts, from a condemnation script to a redemption script. Again, not about going back, but rather moving forward, knowing everything in our lives has led us to the person we are today. Desistance is about changing the crime trajectory out of crime, and we can do that by highlighting as many pathways out as we can for our clients, not simply rehashing the pathways in. And again, R&R and desistance models are not in competition. They are 2 points on a continuum. What can you, the practitioner, do to help your client find those pathways out of crime? Build their human capital through education and employment and other such assets. Encourage them to augment their social capital by surrounding themselves with those folks who will provide them positive opportunities. And never forget the importance of identity transformation. Help your clients explore and begin reflecting on their future crime-free self. That self-conceptualization can go a long way towards augmenting desistance. And at the Paragon Group, we have specific tools designed to do all these things with your client. Reach out for more information. This is part of an ongoing series on the topic of desistance from crime. If you're intrigued and want to learn more, please check out our podcast, The Criminologist, In that podcast, I supervise a caseload of fictitious felons, helping them discover their own pathways towards desistance. The Criminologist Podcast is available on all your quality podcast platforms, and be sure to subscribe to this channel as well. And thanks for watching.